Hi, so does anyone remember seeing this film? I think it was in the top 10 when it first came out, but I could be wrong. Home Alone is a movie Netflix really wants me to see, considering how every time I go on there to suffer, it shows up. So to avoid the hands of my untimely doom, I decided to sit down and give it another watch. Because yes, I have already seen this film before several times, back when I was 10 years old, I think. For some reason I stopped watching it. I know exactly why I stopped watching it, but you'll see later in this video. For questioning viewer purposes, it's about high schooler Chloe, voiced by Becky G, discovering gnomes and saving the world. Nothing too crazy, kind of just your average kid flick, but if you really want me to, I can give you a whole recap / review of it. Before we do, I'd like to preface that I know how to screen record clips, and I know there are better ways to find clips than to just film the TV. But the thing is, with Home Alone, there are so little clips available on YouTube that I kind of had no choice but to do it in the most unprofessional way possible, which is by filming the TV while I do school. So if you hear like some noises in the background, or like there's like these weird lines on the TV, that's why. Please don't see me as an unprofessional individual cringy kid YouTuber, okay? I know how to screen record. The film starts with our protagonist, Chloe. I dare you to drink a cup of water every time I say Chloe. With this opening scene basically telling us that she and her mom have been moving in and out of the state with the help of a really exposition-y phone call. Nobody talks like this. And are now finally settling down into their new house, which is in a town called Tenderville. I need to know who came up with that name, and I need to just talk to them. A pop song plays, literally telling us the exact same information we got from the first scene, which is a bit of a weird writing decision to make because this happens a lot during the movie. A pop song performed by Becky G, of course, will just be randomly playing, telling us exactly what's happening throughout the movie. Part of me feels like they only did that so Becky G can flex her vocals, but can't she just do that for her singing career? Get that out of my kid's flick, will ya? Anyways, they drive up to their house and it's really spoopy.
Phone, remind us to buy light bulbs.
I'll set the reminder.
That sure is an old phone for 2018 times, like geez. Chloe sees that there are gnomes everywhere in the house.
What's with all the tiny Santas?
Do you seriously not know what a garden gnome is? What time period is this set in? She's got an old phone, but gnomes are some sort of novelty now? But Chloe doesn't care about the new house or the gnomes. She'd rather find the Wi-Fi. But instead, she accidentally opens an attic. She goes to investigate and decides to take a crystal that's up there. Also, Chloe is really unlikable throughout this movie. She does get slightly better at the end, but for the most part, she's all about her phone and being fashionable and being cool. And it's also like, Becky, my girl, could you have not picked such an annoying voice? She sounds like one of those Valley girls, but without the accent. How do you even accomplish that? Chloe decides to give away all the creepy gnomes for free. I mean, you could have at least charged $1. This boy named Liam, I don't think I've ever heard a show or movie use that name, like, ever. Shows up and just awkwardly talks to Chloe like that Titan guy from Megamind. Liam is in the promotional poster, so he will be showing up later. Speaking of that, is it just me, or are the promotional pieces for this film, and in general, most Netflix originals, really weird? They never show you what the film is actually about. Let me give you all of the examples. Keep the premise of the film in mind. Chloe pissed. Chloe with some random guy. Chloe with Mean Girl wannabes. Chloe 50 seconds from Act 3. Chloe with Liam, which is an actual okay promotional piece. Whatever this weird mashup is. And finally, Chloe distressed with her phone from 2007. Also, almost all these posters are taken from actual screenshots of the movie. And then they just mash it with another screenshot that's also from the movie. It's lazy and it doesn't look good, but sure is meme-worthy. Like, what even is this? Hi, editing Pop Rock here. I forgot to add this in the original video, but basically, Chloe turns that crystal from earlier into a necklace, and she wears it to her first day of school. The rest of the video won't make much sense otherwise. Editing Pop Rock out. The following scene is a copyrighted song that I cannot play, so I'll have to replace it with a different song, so, hope you're cool with that. I'm gonna press play. Oh yeah, Mean Girl wannabes are here. And I don't even care what their clique is called because it's probably something dumb like it's the BTCs because my brain just remembers that. And I don't know if this was done on purpose, but the BTC sounds like a shortened version of a female dog. I remember hating these girls a lot. Like, so much so, they were the reason why I stopped watching this movie and buried it from my memory for 4 years. I mean, now it's like the mildest crap I've seen from a Mean Girl group, but when I was 10, it was beyond frustrating. Probably because I was naive and didn't know what true frustration was. They basically asked Chloe to come sit with them. It sure is fetch. Brittany invites Chloe to the school dance with her friend group if Chloe gives her the crystal necklace. Sure, let's just do that. Take. What is that reaction? And you're like, yeah, I know. Saying Brittany is a ripoff of Regina George is a bold thing to say. But in the exact same scene, she talks about how this guy named Trey, aka the most punchable kid ever, is into Chloe and mentions how.
And just so you know, I'm not even mad because you're trying to date my ex-boyfriend.
Gretchen told me that you like Aaron Samuels. I mean, I don't care. Do whatever you want. But let me just tell you something about Aaron. All he cares about is school and his mom and his friends. But if you like him, whatever.
Girl, I can't with that necklace. Tell me where you bought it. I actually made
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Oh, my mom made it for me.
Like, it's fine for you to flirt, but like, this is also something directly ripped off of the actual Mean Girls movie. Could you please be original for once? Like, quote for quote, it's so obvious. I feel like ever since the release of Mean Girls, it's just been Mean Girl group after Mean Girl group, and they're literally all the same. There's manipulative, two-faced leader of the group who's always on her phone and talks like this, and her 2 to 3 servants who aren't actually mean, they just more so let the leader do what she wants, and they sometimes copy her. So it's more like Mean Girl. Chloe gets home, prepares herself a corn dog when something really spoopy happens. A 2-eye, no horn, doesn't fly, but definitely purple snack eater eats it, and Chloe sees it. This goes on for a solid minute, and then she runs away, ensuing a chase. Also, minor nitpick, but wouldn't you be screaming with your head back than your head forward? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't feel natural. Chloe attempts to, I think, call someone, but her phone that dates to Egypt times dies. You know, for someone who prioritizes her phone over literally everything else, I'm surprised she didn't charge it sooner. You know, when it wasn't 1%. Eventually, Chloe learns that the monster just wants food and will eat anything except for broccoli. That literally never comes back later, and it had perfect foreshadowing potential. So Chloe decides to feed the monster almost everything in her fridge until it passes out. I wonder how her mom reacted to that, especially when they just moved in. Chloe, for the last time, we are not moving out. Stop evacuating the fridge. Oh, wait, that doesn't happen because Chloe's mom is basically non-existent and literally does nothing throughout the whole movie except be like a mom or something. I hate when movies are like, there's these parents and they don't really do anything except be a parent, and they have literally no personality. I'm fine if they don't do much throughout the actual movie, but could you please at least give them a personality? Because this mom, the only personality trait I can name is that she's a mom and calls phone work and crap. Okay, back to this main topic. Now it's Chloe's time to escape, and wait, why aren't you closing the fridge? Close the dang fridge. There's still some food in there, and it's not like the monster's going to notice. Close the fridge! Another monster emerges just before she has time to escape and tries to, I don't know, get food from her or something. But at the last minute, she's saved by talking gnomes, which she is still calling Tiny Santa. Like, you have a phone, a 900-year-old phone, but still, just call them by their appropriate name. She faints, no surprise there. These gnomes are literally the best parts of the movie. No surprise there. The fridge is beeping violently, begging to be closed. No surprise there. Next day, Chloe's mom is flying to a city for the day because of work. Not anything else. Not anything else. So Chloe will be home alone. Do you understand the title now? You better. She gets captured by the gnomes and they basically tell her, yo, that crystal, which is actually called a keystone, that you stole was like really important and we need to get it back right now. Otherwise, these monsters will invade our world and we don't want that. Also, could you please stop calling us elves? It would be like if we called you hairless monkey. I kid you not, they say something like that. Also, those monsters are called shrogs. I'm only telling you this because I don't have any other name for them other than monster and I don't want to keep calling them that.
Small and round with razor sharp teeth and always hungry.
Yeah, that sounds about right. A Trog breaks loose and it eats at Chloe's phone, but since she needs her phone so badly, she breaks free somehow and kind of ruins the trap that the gnome set up for the monster because yay. Liam, that guy from earlier, knocks on the door asking, "Hey, can we walk to school together?" And Chloe's like, "I'm sick."
I think I'm coming down with something. Must be that virus everyone's been talking about.
This movie came out in 2018. Any assumptions you made about that line were wrong. Liam sees one of those Trogs, so Chloe's like, I give up. And just tells him everything. Awesome that you trust him with that information even though she barely knows him. He doesn't believe her until she proves it, and now he's a valued and respected character. Welcome to the team, boy! Chloe must go to school and get the keystone she gave to Miss I Want to Watch the World burn back. 3-minute scene short, Chloe fails to get the keystone. This movie is gonna be awesome. The gnome group is now forced to hide in the attic/super secret base now because there are too many Trogs to count. Everything's wild. The scene's purpose is to explain more lore about the gnomes and crap. Let me explain it real quickly. Everything was fine and dandy, and that was until the Fire Nation attacked. Memes aside, I'm not kidding, it's exactly like that. I'm going to skip over some stuff and get to the part where Chloe heads to the Dance with Mean Girl group to get the keystone back again, right after this montage that goes on for way longer than it needs to be. You listen to this, the same lyrics, for 3 minutes! Unlike what their previous plan was, Chloe decided to get the keystone without Liam. Don't know why though. You literally told him about the whole gnome situation. That clearly means you trust him to an extent. I'm also a little confused as to how the gnomes trust her to get the keystone after she failed the first time and all she did was capture Trogs. Also, throughout the movie, the gnomes show really big distaste for her and her phone, which is why I love these gnomes so much. Maybe the montage was there to have character connection or some crap, I don't know. But either way, you should not have a montage because you're too lazy to provide actual character growth or characters connecting with each other in a meaningful way. We get to the dance scene. Liam comes along anyway. She pulls on Liam's body parts violently when she sees him. I'm so sorry you had to hear that sentence. Chloe talks to girl group, and what do you know, Miss Plastic here didn't bring the necklace because of reasons. She promises that when the dance is over, they'd head to her house to get the necklace, but instead, the group just ignores Chloe after a really terrible selfie, like, geez, get your act together, Queen of Hawkins High. Wait, that's not Mean Girls reference. Chloe flirts with some random guy about food. She also pulls a catty Heron before Act 3, despite never hanging out with these girls, leaving Liam ejected. No!
Okay, but who ends Texas like that?
By this scene, I started to understand why I hated these girls so much when I was 10. I would say when I was a child, but I am technically still a child, so that wouldn't make any sense. I mean, even now, I'm still a little upset at this, but for different reasons. Because I kind of wish now they were a little meaner, or at least give them some originality, because it's really just what you expect from every high school girl clique. Chloe stands up to Miss Spring Fling Queen after learning that she threw away the keystone. Okay, actually, she screams first and then stands up for herself and leaves the dance. Thank God. Chloe learns that while she was being a brat, Liam got sucked into another dimension that conveniently left his glasses behind. That's when you know someone died. She decides to go after him because now she trusts him. Wow! Who knew all you had to do to trust someone was to have them tell you, you're my friend? Finally, some good advice in life. So I guess going to this other dimension is something only one person has ever done before. Or, well, gnome in this case. Yeah, earlier in the film there was this backstory where the gnome's leader went to this Trog world and never came back. It's really not important, which is why I left it out. Chloe goes into the Trog world, and in this Trog world, it's just a bunch of sleeping Trogs that form planets. Chloe finds Liam, yay.
I thought I was too ew to be safe.
No, I think she just friend-zoned you, Liam. Also, they find that gnome who's been missing for years, so I guess it was kind of relevant. They make a lot of comments on how much he reeks.
Woo! You sure can smell, though.
You do stink.
You really stink.
Oh my God, we get it. At some point, the gnome guy replies to it with,
I smothered myself in Trog poop. Odds a cent.
okay, cool, but in what area do they poop? How do they poop? And if there's no food around here, are they just eating each other's poop? This is what happens when you overthink a kid's movie's logic. All the Trogs then start to form into a Megatrog to destroy the world for some reason. Just don't ask, go along with it. But thankfully, the group finds this mega crystal thing that can replace the Keystone. They get to it, but Chloe drops her phone. It landed on the crystal thing, don't worry. But she doesn't care. This is the best character development I've ever seen. Wait, why was she carrying it in the first place? It wasn't as if the gnomes were going to call her or something. Liam then makes a discovery. The crystal reacts to the phone battery, making it more bright and powerful.
Remember at school how the keystone sparkled when you gave your phone to Brittany?
Yeah, of course. There was a totally obvious and clear reaction there that everybody noticed. Thanks to the power of lithium, they'll be able to save the world.
That's crazier than I am, and I'm crazy.
Wait a minute.
Thanks, Tim, for about that. I swear, this movie is the only reason why I remember lithium as an element. This is also like the only part of the movie I actually remember, other than the fact that these mean girls were Breton before I knew what true Breton was. Because I don't think there's a single movie out there where it's like they use actual science to save the day. I think. Let me check what lithium is before I sound stupid. So their plan is to basically leave Chloe's phone battery with the crystal to destroy the world. Trog world, of course. But they need to get out before that happens. And lucky for our heroes, a portal appears. Convenience! Hooray! They get out via toilet, and all the Trogs in the human realm also get sucked into the portal? I do not understand the logic here, but I'll just roll with it. There's an emotional scene that appears to be the ending, but it's not. Because in Miss Stay Away From Her, someone will get hurt, barges into Chloe's house uninvited. She's basically like, ha, stupid girl, I hate your guts. But not enough guts for me to not pretend I was your friend. Ah! So I guess apparently the Megatrog formed anyway, but this time it's in our world? That should not make any sense because no portals were there. They were all closed, by the way. And all of the Trogs exploded, right? How would it form anyways and get into the other dimension? Did the Keystone, open the dimension? What a little snitch. And this happens as Bethany is realizing that this is what she gets for helping someone lame fit in. She turns around and manages to see it. I like how I said manages to see it as if it's not already obvious that she should have realized. See, even Brittany knows the name Chloe, and she has a phone from 2018. She faints, something very common among the whole discovering live gnomes thing. They all head up to the roof to hide or something. Chloe learns that this random plant scares off the Trog, which, by the way, was literally never introduced. Should have gone with the broccoli thing. Chloe takes Miss Phone away. I'm running out of insults here, leave me be. And basically blows up the monster using the power of lithium. And the friends we made along the way. And honestly, as much of a Brat popularity fan 2002 was, this must have been pretty dang traumatizing for her. Just imagine going to taunt someone and then nearly getting killed in the process. Even for me, that's a little extreme. I also love that the closure for her was just, I had a really wild dream last night, as if she's not booking a therapist appointment as she's typing that. The closure for Chloe is her waking up with her mom by her side, and she says, you know what, I'm just gonna show you the ending. Keep the context in mind. This mother went on a business trip for a whole day and did not know anything about the live gnomes.
This house. I really like it here. Feels like home.
Oh my god! This is such a weird ending. The end. Wait, Olivia Holt is in this movie? And she's playing the third most unlikable character aside from Chloe and this guy? Freaking Olivia Holt? I don't know if I made it obvious, but Olivia Holt was a Disney Channel star and was the main character in a show you've likely never heard of, I Didn't Do It, which is a good show. Just don't watch the second season. That one sucks. So yeah, while I'm freaking fangirling at the moment, it's now time for my closing thoughts. I enjoyed watching this film. Okay, that's not all my closing thoughts are. It's kind of just your average kids flick, sure, but in all honesty, I think that's fine. I feel like people expect children's movies to be philosophical and dark. And while I think there should be other kids' movies that are like that, I also don't see anything wrong with just having a movie to turn your brain off. I mean, my brain wasn't off during this movie, but you get what I mean. The gnomes were by far the best parts of the movie, mainly because they knocked some sense into Chloe, because I do not like Chloe, and she's a really terrible protagonist. My favorite one is this gnome with its little sledgehammer. Protect him at all costs. But nonetheless, Liam was my favorite character in the movie, though, mainly because he was entertaining, knocked some sense into Chloe, because Chloe is also a terrible protagonist, and his voice actor, Josh Peck, definitely brought some life to him. If you have children or are babysitting some this weekend, I'm sure they would love Gnome Alone. Well, at least most of it. Now, for any negatives I have, it's that, number 1, children don't like being played cringy pop songs every 10 minutes. Number 2, it's nothing special. Brittany is literally a clone of Regina George.
You are like a clone of Regina.
And that's a shame. I wish she had some originality to her and have her do something different. Chloe can really get on my nerves sometimes because, she's a really terrible protagonist. Any scene involving the school sucks because there's also nothing special about it. This guy does nothing throughout the whole movie, and it would have been just fine without him. He's exactly like that kid May from Turning Red crushed on for like 2 seconds, and then he never appeared again. There's some fart jokes, weird animation, and many stuff that makes you go, that should not make any sense. So for that sake, I'm giving this movie a 5 out of 10. Not good, but also not bad. Or if you want, a sideways thumb. And finally, before this video closes, here's fan art my fans made. Look at it, it's so beautiful. Want to have your heart featured in my next video? Just make art and follow these rules. Simple as that. Hello everybody, I'm fully aware that I have not uploaded a video since July, and there are 2 reasons behind that. Okay, number 1, I was not fully prepared for how busy freshman year was going to be. Holy cow. And second off, I did try making some video ideas, but they were not really working. I had an animatic for Hi, It's Me, but I didn't really like it. So I took that, I stopped making that. Second video idea that I actually went pretty far in. I just finished the audio editing process when it got deleted, when I decided to scrap the project, and it was a review on Hamster and Gretel, the pilot review, and it was like really ranty at times to the point where it wasn't even funny at some points. I was just being serious. I still have the audio files now, so if you like really want to hear them, you can, but honestly, I don't know, I kind of just sound like those angry old men on Twitter or something, just like complaining about like the smallest crap ever, and so I was like, I don't want to be one of those people, and so I just deleted that video. And we're also about 10-15 subs away from that big 2K, so subby. Okay, yeah, that's all I have. See you in 8 years.